Recently, my sense of purpose in this life has been crumbling greatly, and I just don't see a point in doing things. I just can't find the drive to set and follow all these goals I had, or to work hard achieving them. My mind is finding these times very hard to cope with and scary. The only thing I still do constantly is exercise and watch movies all day. Am I just being lazy here, or is there something more to it? What most probably is happening is a detox is happening. However, so a detox is happening from that goal-orientated person that believes that happiness and freedom comes from doing something in time. So maybe your whole life has been about looking for the I am and the sense of presence in time, and you never find it in time. You find it here. It's your essence. It's what is. You can't find that life, that I am in the future. The I am is here, and the I am is love. The I am is freedom. So your whole life has been about looking for that, and there's been a recognition that it's not found in time. So what's actually happening now is your body is having a tantrum unconsciously. Your body is telling you unconsciously, fuck it, there's no point. And you're not aware of these thoughts, but that's why you're having more depressive states and lethargic and no energy, because unconsciously you think life is pointless because you can't get what you want from putting hard effort into something. So now you've gone the other way. And that's not true either. Like here, this life is so juicy. It's for the living. It's not for laying on the sofa all day and watching movies. That's dead energy. And it's because you're not aware of what's being said to you unconsciously. So I would find some time alone, although you can do it in front of people, but they might think you're crazy. So spend some time alone and go into that energy. Now, most people don't know what I mean by that, but just watch more of my videos and you'll begin to understand. Basically, learn your chakra system and your emotional system. So see where your emotions are appearing in the body and understand what your emotions are saying. So see that unconsciously there is a repetitive story of pointlessness. Like, that's why you feel lack of energy. It's because your mind's saying this is pointless, this is hopeless. But you can't hear it as a thought, it's just tied in the body. This is called the unconscious, and I believe it was Freud that made up that word maybe 100 so years ago, and now we have that as a named thing in our society. But really, on the ultimate level, there is no such thing as the conscious and the unconscious, but it's a way that we communicate. So you can just learn what your unconscious is saying to you. It's happening all the time, and it happens to all of us. So I've been having some intense family situations at the moment. That's why I'm back in England, and sometimes it's not appropriate for me to express myself, and in these family situations. So as soon as that happens, I can notice that my body hurts. So as soon as you're sort of in this situation where you can't express yourself fully, my body hurts physically. So what I do is I walk away from that situation and I go to the toilet, or I go into the back bedroom and I just express it, and I put my attention there, and then it passes through really quickly. If you're not doing that and you're having all these unconscious situations happening, which you will be at your work, in all these situations, your body is actually storing up and repeating it to you unconsciously. So later on, after, say, a family feud or something, you will feel really uncomfortable for hours later. It's because your body is maybe saying, this is unfair, I hate them, or it's saying all these things, but because you're not giving it any space to let itself express, because you've been told that that's wrong or bad, your attention just stays on the mind activity, and your body is in a state of stress, and it gets stuck in the body. After years of this, what we do is we just cut the body off and we just become walking heads, and we live in this, and our body is actually in a big state of stress. So becoming conscious of the body and what the body feels is super important, because then you also realize how you've been using your imagination to avoid what's currently happening, because feelings are what's currently happening. And so you've been using your imagination to daydream about you and others and live in a timeline, and this is the seeking energy. So part of this waking up process, even though you don't wake up, part of the apparent process is dropping into the body and becoming super aware of your feelings and what's happening, because that's what's happening. Feelings are what's happening. You got lost in thought and then you believed you were a thought. Feelings are what are. And I'm not in any way suggesting that you're going to just always have pure, innocent feelings. Like, I can get frustrated with family, just like other people can sometimes, when you see people repeating things again and again and putting their hand in the fire repetitively, and you're like, stop it! And then it's not appropriate to express that. So this body can feel frustration. And it's super important that this release process happens, that you acknowledge how you feel and you let that feeling to be present. You don't try to live in a mental activity of, why are they like that? They're wrong. Why is this happening to me? And this is when you need friends to then go and emotionally release on, or you need therapists to go and emotionally release on, because you've ignoring the body, and so you need to get out all these thoughts. Sometimes that can be relaxing to do that, but really the key of it is understanding your body. Now, I know a lot of people will be switching off as soon as I start saying that, because that feels like effort. But notice what it is that doesn't like effort, why you're having that response. I want her to tell me it's effortless. It is effortless on the ultimate level. But why are you having that response? Because your unconscious is afraid of putting effort in. It's afraid of finding energy. It's telling you already that you're going to fail, that you're not going to make it, that it's going to be too hard. See that, recognize that, and just let it come up. And then it will pass out of the body, all those times you failed and not acknowledged it and held it in the body, and then you'll begin to feel more energized. I suspect, although I can't guarantee this because I've not done lots of surveys, but I suspect mental illness or some forms of mental illness and depression are actually because we've repressed the body so much, it begins to make us so mentally distressed, because we're constantly trying to avoid what's actually happening in this moment. And our mind just goes crazy attempting to avoid it. And what we feel in this moment. Feeling is okay. Embarrassment is okay. Fear is okay. What's not okay, what is incredibly uncomfortable to you, is the seeking to avoid these feelings, because you're constantly trying to run away from the monster, and they're not that bad. If you turn around and look at them, it's like, oh, it's just a sensation. Well, that was a very good answer, Lisa. Well done. Thank you, Lisa. Thanks, Abby, for your question.